Hello and welcome to my training video on oxygen tank usage during underperformance or non-performance of our oxygen generator. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Megan, the property manager for City of Angels, and I'm here to help. My contact information will be available at the end of this video if you have any questions. This video should be watched by all staff, just in case. More knowledge is always better than less. First, a note on safety. If anything happens to a tank or the building, such as a fire, please report it to either your supervisor or to me directly. 24/7, I am available to assist. With that done, let's jump in.
Today we will start with a type of tank that causes the most confusion, the VGL tank. Those are the large ones you can find in the enclosure next to the generator on the roof. The code for that enclosure is 9599. A very important note before I get into the details. Never open more than one VGL at once. It will not improve your pressure downstairs. All of the controls you need are on top of the tank. Please observe. This is the indicator for the fullness of the tank. Keep an eye on it, especially if demand is high. They last a while, but they aren't bottomless. This is the valve you will open to start a new VGL tank, after you close off the empty one. Again, never open more than one tank at a time. The system will actually make your pressure go down while it tries to figure out what tank has the highest pressure. The easy way to remember is that the hose that goes to the wall pipes over there is the one that attaches nearest the knob that you need to turn on a VGL. Open it fully whenever you open a new tank. In order to troubleshoot low pressure downstairs, rather than trying to open an extra VGL, I can't stress this enough, it will not help. You can utilize this valve. It is called the pressure building valve, and it does exactly what it sounds like. It builds pressure. One important note on this valve. We cannot just leave it open. We must close it once the pressure is where we need it to be. That should take about 30 minutes maximum, depending on our usage. Leaving it open not only wastes oxygen, but can also cause hose and pipe issues. So, be gentle with our aging system. The best way to know that you are at the proper pressure while still staying upstairs is to use your cell phone to take a picture of this gauge. It will tell you the PSI that you are currently outputting from that VGL. As a note, you can open the pressure building valve on the next VGL that you would be using after the current one is empty, to pressurize it in advance. We realize that this may not always be possible due to manpower availability, but keep it in mind as it will decrease the frequency of pressure drops downstairs. These tanks will ice over when they are in use, so if you see them doing so, don't panic. Avoid touching the ice with your bare hands. Your skin may very well stick to the metal. Think tongue on a flagpole. If the pressure building or general opening valve for the tank freezes over and you cannot turn it, use the provided spray bottle with room temperature water and slowly squirt the water on it, wiggling the knob until it releases and you can turn it. Do not use any other liquids or heat or a type of ice pick device. And make sure to apply the water in slow, small portions so a huge chunk of ice doesn't just form around the knob, causing an even bigger issue. You shouldn't ever have to remove or replace hoses. All VGL tanks and the smaller H tanks behind them are already attached to the system, and when we get new ones, the delivery people attach them. Do not bend the hoses if they are frozen. They will break, and we will have a massive leak. Your only job is to open and close the VGLs as needed and to observe safety standards while you do so. When 2 out of the 4 VGLs have been used, please let me know. I keep the oxygen suppliers updated on our needs every morning, so the sooner I know, the more likely it is that you will get the exact amount of tanks that we will need, either that day or the next, depending on when I'm alerted. Next, we will go over the more portable H tanks you can find throughout the hospital in case of an emergency or shortage. All you'll need is a transport dolly, a tank, and a regulator like this one. In general, the facility staff will keep several full H tanks with regulators on them in the cage near access doctor parking, but we will go over the topic as if the one you find on the dolly is empty or not present. For your reference, additional regulators are stored in my office. Text or call me for access to them. The first thing you'll do when you need a new tank is to remove it from the chained enclosure attached to the wall. All tanks must be secured in some way to prevent tipping by order of the fire department. Remove the tank that you now need from the wall and then make sure to put the chain back to prevent any of the other tanks from falling over, and unscrew the cap like so. Place the cap in a safe place in the enclosure where someone won't trip, then attach the regulator to the tank. This piece of equipment will tell you the level of your tank and allows said tank to plug right into your devices for use. Simple as that. Please note that you may require a wrench to get the regulator on in such a way that you will not be leaking oxygen. Make sure that you turn on the tank and make sure that it has the proper pressure. Do not worry if you put on the regulator and it doesn't instantly read as full. You need to open the tank for it to read. That's also a good way to make sure you have the regulator on all the way. If oxygen starts leaking out, you'll know it's not on tight enough. When your portable tank is empty, return it to the enclosure, remove it from the dolly, secure it to something so it can't tip over. Again, this is a fire department rule, so we must adhere to it. And load another tank. If you are in a rush or have no way to secure the empty tank, you can just take a different dolly, but please do your best to leave ready-to-go tanks for the next shift. A tank on a dolly is sufficiently stored for the fire department to approve. Additionally, please inform your lead, Aramai, or myself how many empty tanks you have so we can have them replaced. If you are a lead and an employee tells you they use tanks, please inform Aramai or me at your earliest convenience. Never take the dolly down the stairs. Always use the elevator.
Thank you for your attention to this video. Please take the training to heart. You can make a big difference in the efficiency of the hospital and enable other staff to continue providing the tip-top treatment for our animal friends. Again, please reach out to me anytime for questions. If it is after 10 p.m. or before 6 a.m., please call. Otherwise, a text will get through to me at any other time. My contact information will be listed at the end of this video. Thanks again, everybody. Stay safe and know that you do great work and are needed and appreciated.